Malaysia juga menghadapi cabaran yang agak getir. Kadar pengangguran di Malaysia adalah di paras 3.9%.
So, isu yang tak settle-settle di Malaysia lagi adalah pengangguran.
Pengangguran meningkat kepada 5.0% pada bulan April 2020.
Mustahil ke kalau kita nak lahirkan usahawan sebenar melalui pendidikan tinggi?
Kalau kita tengok artikel tentang situasi di Malaysia, ada 200,000 graduan yang tak ada kerja.
Disebabkan teknologi yang berubah, perubahan ekonomi, perubahan pemikiran generasi baru, education yang dulu tu mungkin tidak lagi bersesuaian.
Dan mengikut anjuran Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia pada 14 Mei 2020, kadar pengangguran dijangka akan meningkat.
Marriage, perkahwinan antara traditional learning and kemahiran. Welcome to the revolution.
Good morning, guys. So good to see y'all again. Morning, Sufi. Morning, Safwan. Morning, Farah. Hey. You said, I satay waiting for your life. Or you stand by. Sorry. It looks like satay again. All right. So today it's a fun day. I'm going to talk about stimulus response. It's one of my favorite topics because this is the very first thing that we normally talk about when we talk about ABC. Is called awareness before change. All right, so morning Mizan, happy Thursday. Right, so what is this awareness before change? Stimulus response. I'm not sure if you have heard of the theory of Pavlov dogs. The theory of Pavlov dogs is basically talking about, hi Fatin. Pavlov dogs is that where they ring the bell and then the dog will come and you'll be fed. So that was a theory that this guy actually created. So each time he rings the bell, the dog will come, they will feed the food. Now, so what happens here is that as they are doing it over and over again, one day they said, hey, let's try this. We'll ring the bell and we'll check the dog. So they rang the bell, the dog came, and when they checked the dog was salivating. So the theory is basically saying is there's a stimulus, there's always a response. And most of the time, I'm so sorry to use this example, but it's the original theory, is that we also have that type of behavior. Am I right to say that? I'm not trying to call y'all associating you guys with dogs or whatever. I'm so sorry about that. I have a lot of Muslim friends here. But what we are saying, it could be a rabbit as well. Like I have 2 rabbits at home. Basically, if I were to wear my shoes in a certain fashion and I'll make a certain sound, my rabbits will run away. Because why? My mate likes to wear household slippers and go there, and she's very mean to the rabbits, right? So, and then the rabbits will run away. So whenever when I walk like that, automatically the rabbits will run away. So basically, we sometimes human beings are also like that. Hi Hamizar, sorry I didn't see you just now. Yeah, so whenever we see a stimulus from all our senses, for example, what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we taste, what we smell, it gives us an automatic response. You recall one like that? Give you, for example, those days when I was really, at one time in my life, I was depressed. Just to tell you, I was not made entrepreneur overnight. All right, I went through ups and downs in my life before. I will tell you even more. So basically, in year 2005, that was my lowest time of my life. And at that point in time, one of the things that I hated the most is the song from Phantom of the Opera. All right. So there's some incidents that's associated to it. And then whenever I hear the song of Phantom of the Opera, I automatically feel very depressed. So do you have one like that? Think about it. Sometimes whenever we hear, for example, another one that I can say that gives me a very negative emotion will be the word MCO. Why? Because MCO, number one, basically whenever I hear the word MCO, it means stay at home. And stay at home means equals no going out, staring at the computer the whole day, nothing is done, etc. So in awareness before change that we're talking about here is that we are trying to say that, are we aware of our stimulus? Remember when we first started, I talked about your identity, the primary questions, and then yesterday we talked about how your brain works. Basically, all the codings that's been done to us automatically give us a stimulus and a response. For example, um, whenever we see traffic jams, what does it mean to you? So it's a stimulus of a traffic jam. You automatically have a response. Is that correct? So what we are saying is that tomorrow we're going to talk about anchoring. How do we anchor our clients, and how do we have a response, automatic response whenever they see you? For example, you become the stimulus and becomes a response. You see, be very careful, my friends. We are letting out a lot of signals all the time and every time that we do it. Give you another example. Whenever you go to a funeral, whenever I go to a funeral, I'll never touch anyone. Don't touch them, don't pat their back, I'm so sorry, or whatever it is, because it creates a anchoring. I'll talk more about anchoring tomorrow. All right. Whenever you see a person's face, for example, if a person is sick, whenever I go and see them, if they're sick, I will stand in a different position. So therefore, they will not associate me to that feeling or an emotion. Now, give you a very more basic term. Some people always think that it's branding as well. For example, when you think about instant noodles, what comes to your mind? Maggie Mee. When you think about coffee, you have Nescafe. So, or have you ever eaten something and it reminds you of somebody? That's exactly what stimulus response is. Because once you know how to manage stimulus response, you will be able to understand how to manage people, which is going to cover tomorrow, to be covered more tomorrow in detail. But now what I want you to notice, every single day, how are you stimulated and what will be your response? That means every single emotion in your body actually is a very, very important thing. Now, so what I'm saying is that there's two sides of our body. So if I'm going to say that this is a Dutching, for example, one part of your body is called the blueprint, the other part called the life condition. Whenever you feel sad, whenever there's an emotion in your body, it means your blueprint of life and your life condition is not equal. Whenever it's tilted, you have an emotion. So therefore, the emotion means that there is a particular stimulus that has triggered a blueprint. So you see, being an entrepreneur, it's about being aware about your emotions at all times. And you need to be able to manage it. You see, it's not wrong to have a negative emotion. Now, I'm going to repeat that, right? It's not wrong to have a negative emotion. We said, what do you mean? Entrepreneurs, CEOs, we need to be positive all the time. Yes, to our people, but the thing is, we are just humans, correct? And being humans, chocolate drink equals Milo. Yes, that's right, Hamida. Yeah, being humans is about having emotions, and it's being true to yourself. Because, like for me, I'm a motivational speaker, and people say, Adrian, if you're a motivational speaker, how can you feel sad? I said, hey, I'm a human. I'm not a Superman. And there's no way a person can be positive all the time. But what it actually tells you, whenever you feel negative, what I'm saying is that it's okay to be negative, but you need to know what causes the feeling of negative. For example, anger. It could be frustration. The moment that you know that it's actually part of your brains, then you'll be able to manage it. Am I right to say that? Because, for example, when my business doesn't grow fast enough, I get frustrated. But takkan I'm going to sit there and say, "Oh, I feel so angry. I feel so angry." I said, "Okay, great, Adrian. There's a stimulus. You are feeling frustrated. Now, what's the reason? Let me go back. Is there something to do with my children? Is there something to do with my family? Is there something to do with my business?" So every single thing, whenever you have an emotion, you know there's a stimulus that has happened. Now you are responding to it, but now for us to check the stimulus and see how can we approach it better. You see, sometimes I know most of us here are driven people with trying to go out and achieve things. But it's sometimes what happens is, what I'm trying to explain here is that inside you, you're like a Ferrari. But if things are not moving fast enough, so you are basically a Ferrari stuck in a traffic jam. Am I correct to say that? So if you're a Ferrari stuck in a traffic jam, then you get frustrated. But sometimes we are not aware. Our emotions take over ourselves, and then you just feel like, what it is. So this is when on another next 2 days, I'm going to teach you how to take a step back. When you take a step back and to look at things in an objective standpoint, then we will be able to look at one pattern which I find that is very useful. How then do we solve the little problems, and how do we go on testing and to move on faster? Because stimulus response is, number one, it's awareness before change. That means for you to be aware of yourself, what's causing you stress, what's causing you frustration, etc. And then one of the days I'm going to share with you how to manage your emotion. You see, I can be stressed right now, but let's say if I'm going to go on stage and meet you guys, and there's like 800 or 1,000 of you, can I feel stress? The answer is no. I need to be able to feel love. I need to be able to share my emotions with you guys. I mean, I need to motivate you, because only a highly motivated leader will be able to motivate their staff. Am I correct? Right? Emotion is the most important, but we are talking about being real. So manage our own emotions, realize what's happening, and then after, how then do we change? Now, the other thing that before I end, I know it's at first I always started at 15 minutes sounded long, but as I talk to you guys more every day, 15 minutes becomes shorter and shorter. There's one thing that I want to ask you all, and I'm going to share this from the bottom of my heart. Has anyone here been in jail before? Now, you guys may not have been in jail, but I have. I never went into the real jail actually, but sharing with you guys, about 14, 15 years ago, I was in jail, but the prison of my mind. So because at that point in time, I was thinking that, nothing is possible. I see, like we say PKP, whenever we say PKP, we feel that, it's nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to succeed in my business, etc. So basically what happened is that there are so many things in my life at that point stimulated me to think that I was useless, I was lousy, I could not achieve. At one point in my life, my coach came to me and asked me this question: Adrian, are you a chicken or an eagle? And I asked her, which one is more hardworking, chicken or eagle? And if you are going to, and then it's very simple. I asked her this question again: which one more hardworking, chicken or eagle? Then I don't know what you think, but I start work at 8 o'clock. I finish work at 12 midnight every single day, right? But there's no results. So I felt like I was a chicken. And then she looked at me: Adrian, do you prefer to be a chicken or an eagle? If you start thinking like a chicken, start behaving like a chicken. All right. Every day you wake up, you just pack, and waiting to sleep. That's when you see no results in your life. And that point in time, it stimulated my thoughts. I said, oh my goodness, what has been happening to me all these years? So he said, Adrian, I give you a choice. You remain a chicken or you choose to be an eagle. If you choose to be an eagle, take your time, know your identity as an eagle, shift your focus, ask the right questions. Now that I've given you awareness as to how your brains have been operating, make that decision. Do not let the stimulus of the world create an automatic response to you, but basically you choose the response that you want. Doesn't mean that it's sunlight, automatically you have to rush to go out. Whenever people are rushing, you rush the other way. So therefore, what has happened in this recent PKP, since all of us are saying PKP, a lot of people say, Adrian, you conduct workshops, let's go online. I said, good, go ahead, please go ahead, go online. Are you not going online? I said, no. Then people are giving me, why? Because it's where the new norm, right? I said, yes. The fact that everyone's rushing there, what happens? You have a traffic jam, right? If we are going to behave the same as everyone else, you get the same results as everyone else. You follow what I'm saying? It's like, if we are normal, then we get normal results. If we are abnormal, we will get abnormal results and performance. Right? So that is my sharing for today. Tomorrow, we're going to come in how to create a positive anchoring towards our people, and how do you use strategies in which that you can, whenever people see you, automatically they want to do business with you. Whenever they see you, they automatically feel connected with you. That's what we're going to cover tomorrow. Let's see the comments, right? Cannot control about PKP. Money cannot control about PKP. Money cannot trade. Well, that I'm not good at, so I can't say much. Athena Lin, oh, good morning. Yes. Sharing best control my emotion. Okay, tomorrow along the way, I will share with you how to control your emotions. But basically, number one, be aware that whenever there's a stimulus, we will automatically have a response, whether we like it or not, because this has been anchored in our brains. Now, the thing is, what we have to do is learn how to break the pattern. And along the way, one tip that I can give you about controlling your emotions is never ever look down. Always look up and smile, even though when you don't feel like it. All right. So, all right, guys, that's all for today. And I look forward to hearing from you guys, seeing you tomorrow morning again, same time, same place. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.
Malaysia juga menghadapi cabaran yang agak getir. Kadar pengangguran di Malaysia adalah di paras 3.9%.
So, isu yang tak settle di Malaysia lagi adalah pengangguran.
Pengangguran meningkat kepada 5.0% pada bulan April 2020.
Mustahil ke kalau kita nak lahirkan usahawan sebenar melalui pendidikan tinggi?
Kalau kita tengok artikel tentang situasi di Malaysia, ada 200,000 graduan yang tak ada kerja.
Disebabkan teknologi yang berubah, perubahan ekonomi, perubahan pemikiran generasi baru, education yang dulu tu mungkin tidak lagi bersesuaian.
Dan mengikut anjuran Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia pada 14 Mei 2020, kadar pengangguran dijangka akan meningkat.
a marriage perkawinan antara traditional learning and kemahiran. Welcome to the revolution.